For more than 85 years, Paper Mill Playhouse has been a cornerstone of New Jersey's arts and cultural scene, from producing shows that end up going right to Broadway to leading the way in arts education. Paper Mill continues to be a vital part of the community. So many people have come through Paper Mill or come in from New York to New Jersey to see shows there. Michael Stotts is the executive director of Paper Mill Playhouse, and Kevin Worley is a member of the Board of Trustees. They're here to talk about the theater and a new initiative known as the Next Act campaign. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning.
Good. You could do most of the talking because I have a little something going on in the throat, as you can hear. Paper Mill Playhouse has been part of New Jersey's cultural fabric since 1938. I was there when you opened. Why does it remain so important to New Jersey for so many decades?
I think we serve the community in a very unique way and have for that period of time. As a rather large theater, we're a destination for arts and cultural outings. We've expanded our programming over the years to reach audiences that might not traditionally come to Paper Mill. People with disabilities, people on the autism spectrum. So we really try to create an inclusive experience, delivering a Broadway quality and caliber show. We're known for the level of our activity being somewhat comparable to Broadway. And I think that people come to Paper Mill for this unique experience on our unique site with the babbling brook right next to us, and a courtyard that is full of activity for a very unique experience. And it has defined Paper Mill for these. We're in our 87th season this year.
Well, Michael, while we got you on there, you've been the executive director for 6 years now, since 2019. How has Paper Mill evolved since you took on that role?
Well, we had to deal with a little pandemic in between, but since then we are launching what we're calling the Next Act campaign. As you can imagine, the facilities have had a lot of wear and tear over the years, and over the last couple of years in particular, and looking forward to the next couple, we will be transforming the facilities in our site to really make it more accessible, safer, and more contemporary for audiences of the next generation. It's our obligation to make sure that the theater and our grounds stay relevant to today's audiences. And so my work over the last several years has really been to advance what we're calling the Next Act campaign, which is a fundraising campaign that will raise money for all of these upgrades, some of which are currently underway, really to steward this organization for the next generation of audience member.
And we go over to Kevin. Kevin, you're one of the newest members of Paper Mill's Board of Trustees. Why did you want to take on that role?
Well, Ken, when I left the stage and started my new career in financial services, it was imperative for me to stay connected to that community. It was such a huge part of my life, from when I was very young all the way through when I finally decided to make that transition. And I was able to introduce the firm I work with now to Paper Mill and start a sponsorship partnership with them. And it just really went very well. I worked at Paper Mill as an actor a few times in my career, and it really, you've mentioned it before, it really is a destination, not only for audiences, but for Broadway talent. It is a feather in your cap when you get Kevin Mill, not only as an actor, but as a creative person, the designers and directors and choreographers. It's a place to develop new works, which I think is something a lot of people may not know. They get opportunities right here in New Jersey. You don't have to cross the Hudson or try to go through the Helix, as you just talked about. The traffic can be nuts. Come to Paper Mill. You're going to see brand new pieces of theater almost every season, new exciting shows that you're going to be able to say, I saw first. So when they approached me after a couple of years of this partnership with my firm to join the board, I jumped at it to be able to support this gem of a theater that we have right in our backyard here in Millburn. Was really a no-brainer. It's been a very exciting start to the year, and there's a lot of really neat things that we're trying to accomplish, and hopefully it's going to be a great conclusion to the Next Act campaign.
I love it. Well, to reinforce what you're talking about, Kevin, I mean, I remember the last time I went into Manhattan to see a Broadway show. And I remember I worked at Channel 7 for over 20 years. So I was in Manhattan every single day of my life. And I remember taking my husband, and we tried to get in, It took us 2.5 hours to get into Manhattan from 12 miles away. No kidding, on a Friday. When we got in, it cost us $80 to park. It cost us $200 for dinner. And then the show itself was about $400 for the 2 tickets. And then on the way out, there was a DWI checkpoint for everybody at the Lincoln Tunnel, and it took us 2 hours to get through the tunnel. So in all, we wasted 4.5, 5 hours of our lives, spent like $800, and the show was only so-so. What, who wants to go through that? You got Paper Mill right in New Jersey in Millburn, and it's Broadway quality. In fact, actors go, as you mentioned, from there to Broadway. Why would you do anything but go there? It just makes so much sense. And you folks, community engagement has been part of Paper Mill's mission all along. So why don't we tap on that before we wrap up?
Sure. I think, having Kevin join our board is just one example of how the community gets engaged with Paper Mill. We try to cultivate members of our business community and others in the community to get on our board, join our board to advance Paper Mill's mission in our broader community. That's just one way to get involved. But Paper Mill really does pride itself on getting involved with all members of our community. We offer theater for people of all generations, all backgrounds, and you can come to Paper Mill and see a real diversity of voices on our stage. And that's really important for us to connect our communities to the work that we're doing and bring them into Millburn and involve them in a social and communal theater activity that is actually going to, hopefully add a little light to their day and make us all, just better citizens of the community.
We're up on a hard break, so we got to wrap it. Michael Stotts, Executive Director of Paper Mill Playhouse. Kevin Worley, member of the Board of Trustees. Thank you for coming on, and happy holidays.